for the real deal New England feel.
I went off the rails. I might so down to be ashamed of myself.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Corso and Catone.
Welcome into Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel. I'm Corso. Catone's here. Joe's with us in the booth. You are watching us on a Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I can't even believe, like, this is like we're in a friggin' like AI reality or something, because I don't believe that we're in the Super Bowl, Chris.
Don't talk that way. That means you're just happy to be here.
No, I'm not just happy to be here, but listen, at the beginning of the season, we're going to win 5 games. 6 games.
Intelligence allows for a change. Now we're going to win the whole thing. That's it.
All right.
So, you are watching us on YouTube, listening on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, anywhere you podcast. When you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe like Joe's showing you right there. Like the show, give us that thumbs up, and check out our shorts and short reels. Those are pretty popular. Leave a comment. And want to hear from you. And Heated Hotline, I think we got one today, Joe. So 855-313-PATS, P-A-T-S, message line 24/7. Leave us a message, or you can email us in our mailbag, corso.catone@gmail.com. Anybody but Paul. Anyone but Paul from Providence.
You won't hear from him unless we lose. If we win, we won't hear from him until probably next year if we're even lucky.
Right. So yeah, let's not hear. Let's hear from only people that are going to be positive about the Patriots. Positive about the Patriots, right? Because we're so positive all the time, you know? But we got a good one in Weekly Rewind. Going to go back. This past week was media day and interviews and all that peripheral crap. We want to talk a lot about that stuff and leading up into the game, because tomorrow on the Pats Nation, we're going to have a full breakdown of the game, give you all the keys.
And I believe, Chris, we're the first pregame show that's on tomorrow.
We are the first pregame show of the day on the Pats Nation, 8 a.m. So make sure you're tuning in for that. But we're going to hear from one of you in Heated Hotline on this show, and, of course, Catone's comments. Stick around for that. And B's and C's, just got to get you caught up a little bit with the Celtics. Just get you caught up, get a little taste of that. Hi, guys. Happy Super Bowl weekend, gentlemen.
Oh, my God, yeah. I don't know about you, but I won't be. I'm not going to sleep tonight, that's for sure.
I haven't slept in days.
I'll be all charged up tonight. Forget about it.
You know? Listen to everybody. Pick against the Patriots.
Hey, everybody. Nobody's picking us. Nobody. That's good, though. That's a good thing. I'm glad.
Well, you guys want to hear a little bit from Media Day and some of the things that we heard all week long?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Let's do it in Weekly Rewind, and let's do it now. Going back through the week. About a Weekly Rewind.
Come on, Karen. Who'd have thought we'd ended it here?
Who'd have thought?
Mike, there aren't many people picking the Patriots in this game. I think, do you like to be the underdog?
Well, somebody has to. I don't think we dislike it. Again, that's not anything that's ever affected us, I don't think. I don't think we set out to necessarily worry about those types of things. I'm excited to be here and with this football team.
All right, so that was Mike Vrabel answering that question, just to kick us off with all the stupid ass questions they were asked all week long
what kind of question
by people. Cutting off Coach, you said you had cut off your appendage to win a Super Bowl in 2000. You know, those were his players doing that. Taylor Lewan and the other kid. What do you think of Media Day, guys? What do you think about that kind of thing?
Is that something that that in this day and age, Chris, in the old days, I guess you really didn't get to hear from or see guys, but now with social media and all these podcasts and Instagram, is it really necessary anymore with all these social media platforms these guys have? I mean, back in the day, that was, Media Day was a big thing because that's the only time you heard from the players leading up to the Super Bowl. But that's not the case anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about you, Joe? I mean, you're a media guy. You're not a media guy, but you're like you're in that world, or were.
They kill me though. It's like, come on, be journalists. Like, let's stop. Like, we all know we all need like a great title, a great catch, a great whatever it is, so you can click on it, whatever it is. But these people ask such dumb questions. Like, nobody's asking, like, hey, do you want to win? Like, that's the type of question this guy gets asked. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do you want to win the Super Bowl? Like, that's how dumb these people are.
Or how many different ways can you ask? What does it mean to you to be here? It's like he's going to say, well, it kind of feels like shit, really not.
Yeah, right. Listen,
sucks.
I got a bone to pick with Joe, though, Chris. Where are our credentials to be at that or somewhere on Radio Row? Isn't that his job? We got nothing, Chris. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. We don't even got any media credentials. Joe.
They don't even answer my
Chris,
emails.
Come on, Chris.
Their thing.
This is your fault. I mean, if it were you, Mark, would you give you a media credential?
My fault. After what you did last week on this show, they got your picture up down there. You're not allowed anywhere in San Francisco. Your picture's in the airport. If you didn't hear Corso and Catone last week after Catone's comments, go on, listen to it. I'm surprised your wife didn't lock you up somewhere. I'm surprised you're on the show this week.
Listen, are you really that sad about not walking around and trudging through the human feces and crap in San Francisco this week?
I'm
tripping over drug addicts and needles, No,
I'm just yanking Joe's chain.
Listen. Tell the story. Before we get to talking about Vrabel here, tell the quick story about last week when I said, "Okay, so they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to take my son to it." I called you.
Yeah.
What did you say to me?
I said to him, "Are you sick? You can't go anywhere near that place."
You said you'd stab me. You said you would stab me if I went.
That on air? I cannot say that on the air.
What, just in case I turned up stab? Somebody will know.
I'll be the suspect, prime suspect. Listen, Joe, never mind me. He calls his son, and his son says to him, "Dad, what the hell's wrong with you? You can't. We can't go to that game. I'm coming home to watch you. You can't go anywhere near that place."
He said,
son told him that.
He said, "Haven't you learned anything? Don't you learn anything?" All right. Okay. See you on Thursday. I said.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, no, I am excited that one of the two is coming home to watch the game with me. But let's talk about this. So, want to talk about Vrabel and how did he get it here? How did he get here? How did we get here, man, with this guy? How did he get it done? First, let's hear for some of the players. They asked all the players about Vrabel. They asked them about, the questions that they're being asked. This is what a little compilation.
Page drafted me, extended me in Tennessee. Obviously, I'm here in New England because of him. So as far as my career, I mean, like I said, I'm extremely grateful for everything he's done for me in my career, but then also off the field. He means a lot to me and my family. So absolutely.
Our Coach Vrabel's the man. He's been the same since day one when we met him. He coaches us hard, expects a lot out of us, and as he says, he treats us the way we treat the team. I think it's been the coolest thing. He cares about us off the field. He expects a lot of us on the field, but at the same time, he's the same person each every day, and we love him for it.
Our head coach played the game of football. I don't think I had a head coach that played the game of football. I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but how close he was to the game too. In the position that he played, he was a dog. He kind of instills that if you already don't got it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our team kind of came with that chip on his shoulder. The guys that he picked to be on his team and how he built it from the ground up. He built it the right way. He made sure that he wanted guys that wanted to win and wanted to protect the team. So for me, I feel like the only difference is, just the coaching for real. I've had great coaches as well. I don't want to, throw rocks behind my head. I had amazing coaches, but this guy just kind of played the game. He knows the game. He understands how to work hard and work smart. I did have a coach, D'Amico Ryans, but I got hurt. But he played the game. He knows that we're going to grind, but we're going to be smart, and he takes care of us. He takes care of us, but, I'm trying to think of all the reasons that's different, but coaching at the end of the day, just buying into his process.
That was some of the players, Landry, Diggs. Boy, Drake May, man, somebody's going to calm him down. How about you not having caffeine?
He's a kid. He's just a kid.
Right. Well, they better get him calm for Sunday. So, Mark.
Well, yeah, right.
Listening to all these guys, and for us, this is old hat. I mean, we've been listening to this all season long from these guys. Obviously over there on Radio Row,
nationally, maybe they haven't heard that narrative, but yeah, we've been hearing this all season about
Warriors.
Listen
Come out,
to you.
play. Listen, how did he do this? How did he get this done? Because I mean, Mark, it's like we said at the start of the show, you come out and said the unthinkable, really.
It is the unthinkable. Like you joked at the beginning of the year when we were 2-2, you were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go 15-2, right?"
Yeah,
And
we're going to the
like,
Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. And we finished 14-3. And we went to the Super Bowl, right? You know, but Chris, I'm going to say this, and I'll be perfectly honest with our listeners. You and I, we were okay with the hire, but the two of us actually wanted Ben Johnson, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We were okay.
Yeah, we're not
Vrabel.
going to back off that now. But
No,
yeah,
we're not going to back
absolutely.
off that now. We were okay with the Vrabel hiring. We said, you said he'll probably do a good job, but I would rather have an offensive guy. I'd rather have Ben Johnson. But he came in here, Chris, from the opening guy. Like, it's very rare that a guy comes in, they have an opening press conference. It's fluff. It's a little bit BS. You're playing to the fans. You're playing to the media. And then, as soon as you walk out of that room, that's all forgotten, and now the real work begins. But what he said in that room that day, Chris, he is stuck to, and that's been his motto with these guys. And I don't know if we've ever seen that with a coach, that in his opening press conference, this is what we're going to put in place in this organization, and this is my expectation for my guys. And damn it, he's done it from that day on, Chris. The guys repeat it word for word. Like, that's his motto. That's his mantra. And you very rarely see that, Chris, if at all, in this league.
Yeah. No, you're right. And the one thing we also said at the beginning is you and I were scratching our heads like, why is he letting Stevenson play it with all the fumbling? Why is he, why isn't he coming down on these guys more? Why is
his thing?
And now, and we said back then, well, we finally figured it out, the two morons you and I are. We were like, because Vrabel's a smart dude. He's a real smart dude. And we said, you know what? This guy's setting up for the future. This guy's setting this scene up where free agents, people that are on other teams, are just going to want to look at that situation over there and say, hey, I want to go play for a guy like that. I want to go play for a guy where if I put the ball on the ground, nobody, I'm not going to be looking over my shoulder every 2 seconds. And lo and behold, what did we hear this week, Mark?
Oh, I thought you were going to play it. Yeah, no. That's exactly what we heard this week. Crosby wants to come and play here. He mentions Vrabel, says, I'm done with the Raiders. He wants to come play in this locker room. And he's friendly with Spillane. Spillane played for the Raiders. And I'm sure Spillane's telling him, God, dude, you never played for a guy like this.
Yeah.
You got to get
you got to get out of there.
You got to get out of here and get your ass over here.
You got to get out of that joint.
Yeah, right? And Chris, listen, I know you call us morons, but listen, even though it took us a couple of weeks to get to that point where, okay, we understand what Vrabel's doing with Stevenson, nobody else in the media locally was saying that still but us. We were the only two that came up with that narrative. No. There's a reason why he's doing that. But nobody said that then, Chris. It was just us.
No. Method to the madness,
Yes.
Absolutely. Because listen, because I still believe that he believes there's a lot of work to do.
Chris, you've been saying it. You've been saying it. You said it all year. Mark,
I hope it doesn't show up tomorrow.
I hope not. But you said, Mark, we're winning, but we're a flawed team. He knows that. He knows they're a flawed team.
Yeah. So, he's done a great job. Obviously, there's not really anything we can knock. I mean, the players love him. And I'll switch over. Let's shift our attention to his quarterback now. Because obviously, if you want to name Vrabel as a reason, I would say that Drake May's the number one reason this is all happening, and the turnaround. And this is what some of the players had to say on media day about May.
He's very mature. I was with him last year. I think he made a great jump this year, just in his leadership role and things like that. He's commanding the huddle well. He's telling the offense what he needs to see. And yeah, he's doing a great job, and I'm excited for him. I'm proud of him.
When it comes down to preparation, you could definitely tell that he's preparing. It's different from, year one and then also, year two. This is his full season this year, so being able to see that. And then also, he's taking advantage of the opportunities that he get.
He's definitely found his voice in the locker room, and we go as he goes.
everybody knows what he can do. So as a defense, we just want to get the ball to him and watch him go out there and do what he does. And he's the ultimate competitor. He wants to learn. He comes in, asks why. And I mean, he's done that ever since his rookie year last year, and it's definitely paid off and helped. And we love that he's on our side.
I mean, I think he was extremely talented, and we saw all the special abilities last year as a rookie. But I feel like the work and obviously the offense, the scheme, and the system, and just the guys around him, and just him being able to make plays and extend plays with his legs and move the pocket, he does so many things for us at a high level that is special, that is a lot of fun to, play with a guy like that. And just the way he works in the meeting room, in the locker room, in the weight room, off the field. He's very consistent in who he is and brings it every single day.
So that was some of the players on media day talking to, or media night or whatever, talking about, because that's the big question. What do you think about Drake May? And Mark, look, he's won the hearts of his team, of that locker room. No question about that, man.
Oh no, positively.
And that's half the battle. Right
and they brought up how he's definitely got gained his voice in the locker room, and he's somebody that and that showed up in that Denver game, Chris. If you look at they showed some of those NFL films clips, and when they come back into the huddle, for that last drive where they killed the clock, where he scrambles for the first down, before they snap the ball on first down, he's telling the guys, "Let's go, guys! One more. We need one first down. Like he's in there yelling and screaming and trying to get the guys pumped and ready to go, because he knows this is it. We one first down from the Super Bowl. Now, that wasn't something that maybe a second-year quarterback does. Like that's a veteran move. Let's go, guys! It's time. We're gonna end this right here. And then even the play he makes at the end, to scramble for, he takes control of his. Doesn't even tell the guys, "I'm taking this." Right. So his leadership has definitely shown up as even more and more as the year is going on. And I'm also going to give Josh McDaniels some credit, Chris, because McDaniels was talking about, with a young quarterback like that before he was even the OC. You played that clip when McDaniels was on Edelman, saying how you got you buckets, and you're going to fill the buckets, and you can only fill what they can handle. And I think he did that early on. But then he started to fill it because he realized, okay, this kid can consume what I'm giving him, and so we're going to be okay with him, and that's that's where we are now.
So the bounce back now, because obviously the playoffs have not been good for this offense.
No, not at all.
And so when you bring up McDaniels, I'm glad you brought him up. So because there's no question in my mind that obviously the offense is going to play a hell of a lot better than they played.
Well, they have to. If they don't, Christian, you have no shot of winning this game.
So can he? I mean, are you worried like some other people are that may hit some sort of a wall that they can't come back from now? This is what they're going to be, and if they're not going to win on defense, what can McDaniels do?
So first of all, you're playing another top 5 defense. You've already played 3 of them. Yeah. But this particular defense is a different type of top 5 defense, and we're going to get into this later, and we're going to get into this ton tomorrow on Pat's Nation. But this is a defense, Chris, that I think is a little, even though they're a top-ranked defense, they're a little bit different in what I think he'll be able to do with this defense. And I think the one thing, Chris, that no one's mentioning, the last couple of games of the regular season, he was perfectly fine. He hit a wall, yes, because he played much better teams and much better defenses. But also, I don't think he's adapted yet, Chris, to the wind.
No, he doesn't like playing in the weather.
Snow. That Houston game was snow and wind. The second half of the Denver game, it was cold in the first half of the game. It was cold and extreme and windy. The wind was gusting and blowing in that Chargers game. He's going to have to learn to play in that kind of weather, Chris, if you're going to be the quarterback in this part of the country. But he's not going to have that Sunday. It's going to be 60 degrees, cloudy, nice. In the second half of the game, it's going to go into the upper 50s. He's going to have a good game. He's going to have good weather to throw the football.
And whatever
you
he
know,
was dealing with the shoulder, okay. So whatever he was
fine.
dealing
He
with the
rested
shoulder,
last week. He's fine.
he rested it. We said it. I was with Bedard. Much to do about nothing. It's
I
not
think he was
nothing.
just tired. He's probably
Listen,
tired.
it's not nothing when your quarterback's throwing shoulder is having an issue, and I get that, but he's back in full participation. I don't think that's an issue at all. But I agree. I think
Chris,
the
he
weather
might
was
have
so
dinged
much
it a
more-
little bit when the guy from Houston tackled him and landed on it. But I think it was more he might have been tired. He's probably tired, Chris. Think of the number of snaps and throws he's made in comparison to college.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, my whole thing in this game to me, this comes down to McDaniels versus McDonald. I like if McDaniels can figure out a way to tap back into what May was doing all season long and get him calm, and so he can let it rip, and see what he sees on the field.
Sometimes, Chris, it takes
Because once May
McDaniels-
gets into that mode, Mark, he's tough to come out of it. Once he gets into the mode of let her rip, I got this under control. That's a tough quarterback to beat, and so I think McDaniels versus McDonald's defense and how they scheme it and how it's going to be a big factor in this one, Mark. It is.
No, it will be. It will be. And McDaniels, Chris, historically sometimes is a little slow making adjustments and saying, okay, I got to do A to get him going. He can't take as long as he's done in other games, Chris. We've seen him do that with Brady. We've seen him do it several times this year with May. He's going to have to make quicker adjustments, Chris. Sometimes it takes him a little longer than we would like. But in this game, he can't do that, Chris. McDaniels is going to have to be at the top of his game to have May, make adjustments with May on the fly if need be.
Yeah. So, that's an offensive perspective. Some of the things you heard this week. When we come back, we want to talk about the defense. This portion of Weekly Rewind was presented by the Pats Nation, Sundays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have a full pregame breakdown, including Drake Mania. Talk about the coaches, talk about keys to victory offensively, defensively. We're going to pick the game, trying to make you a little money. So make sure you're sticking around. But when we come back, we're going to talk a little defense, talk more about Media Day, and so much more. Stick around.
Sundays are for football. And here in New England, that means it's the Pats Nation with Corso and Catone. Sundays, 8 to 9 a.m.
Back in with more Corso and Catone, the real deal, New England feel. All right, Mark. So talking about now, flipping to the other side of the ball a little bit. Let's talk about this defense and the enormous chip that they're carrying on their shoulder right now.
Yeah.
Because when you go through the stats, go through the numbers, they're number one in the playoffs right now. They were the number one defense all playoffs for every game. Now,
and if you take their analytical stats for the last 3 games, Chris, and spread that out over 17 games, they would come out to be number one in the league too.
Right. Now, I get it. Everybody gets it because all we've been listening to is, the offensive line was hurt for the Chargers. Nico Collins was out. The tight end went out in the first quarter. Yeah. C.J. Stroud pissed down his leg. Stidham. The snow, the blizzard, everybody was calling it. They came in and nobody can move. So, all that stuff, that you heard as to the reasons why this defense maybe look better than they are. Hey, I say keep saying it because the more they talk about that, the more pissed off guys like Milton Williams are getting. And what he had to say this week, which was he was asked the question on being overlooked, Milton Williams, and he's been wearing it like a badge for a while now.
Yes,
and he said we definitely see it. Hard not to. Anytime you open your phone, you see something new. Everybody gonna say what they want to say, man. I'm gonna try to, I can't. I don't have as deep of a voice as him, Plus, he could kick my ass if he was in front of me. The guy could, squish me into a fine powder. That dude's huge. Anyway, they're going to pick who they're going to pick. People don't like the Patriots. I was one of them, he said.
No!
But I'm here now. It really don't matter who they pick, who they like. We got to go out there and play. And he
knows everybody's picking against us.
And when we go out there and win the game, we'll see how much they got to say. Woo-hoo. That's a prediction.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about the defense then a little bit. Why though? Why are they like? Why should I look at them? Okay, so now I'm one of these fools. Okay, take the shirt off that I'm wearing. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there saying, Mark, why does that matter? Like I gave you all those extenuating circumstances surrounding why your defense is good. Tell me why I should believe in this defense in this game.
Because yes, you're right. They did. You gave the extenuating circumstances as to why the defense is playing better. I get that. If that's what you people will say that. However, the way I look at it, Chris, the old adage is style makes fights, right? And what we are doing well right now, Chris, with our blitzes, with our stunts, with how we're bringing 5, we're disguising things, we're mixing up coverages in the secondary. Those are the types of things that, and I know he's had a great year. He's had a good 2 playoff games. I get it. But those are the types of things that, and the types of defenses that Sam Darnold has historically struggled against. Go back and look at the tape, Chris, of the Minnesota game this year. Look what Flores did to him. You don't think that Terrell Williams and Vrabel, because Terrell Williams, at his core, loves to bring pressure. You don't think they're watching that game and they're watching what Minnesota did to rattle him, because they rattled him. And that offense did nothing against
And
Flores.
Jigba had 2 catches in that game.
Yeah. So they're watching that tape.
Absolutely. Yeah, listen. Look, when I look at this defense, they're flying around the ball. The defensive front, look, Barmore and Milton Williams are
right now, Chris. Those 2 guys.
Yeah, they're treating offensive lines like they're not there. I mean, and it's in this game with that matchup with Bradford versus Barmore and the Milton Williams. I'm giving the edge to the Patriots defensive line because they've shown it against better offensive lines. Everybody kept touting the Denver Broncos O-line last week. Remember? Oh, Denver, their offensive line. That's a strength of theirs.
2 all pros, right?
Now there were some issues with schematically. There were some issues with Stidham and how he set protections, and they got caught in a few things. But nevertheless, this defensive front has been balling out.
Listen,
and they've been doing it with twists, stunts, games on both sides of the ball, 0 look, bringing pressure. This is a team in Seattle that loves play action. They love it, and they like to do it on early downs. And when I watch the Patriots deal with that 0 look and bringing pressure off the edge with a corner while the quarterback's back's turned, trying to complete that play action, that's the kind of stuff it's going to take.
Yeah. Listen, Barmore, Chris, since Milton Williams has come back from his injury, Barmore has been playing. Listen, we can say what we want about Elliott Wolf and about the previous regime, whatever. They saw something in Barmore. They thought Barmore was going to be an all-pro and be one of the top defensive linemen in the league. Yeah, the blood clots last year. Maybe it took him a season. Maybe it took him almost a whole year to get back to normal, Chris. I don't know. But well, no, listen, I know that, but you were all over him all year long. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
But now that Milton Williams is healthy and you're playing on the side of that beast, because he's a beast.
That's what it took.
That's what it took, because now Williams is like, oh, yeah, this, you got the probably one of the best combinations of 2 guys in the league. That's Seattle. I'll put those 2 guys away they're playing, Chris, against any 2 guys that play those positions in the league right now. That the combination of the 2 of them are playing as well as anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well as the 2 guys from Houston were playing, the guys from Denver were playing, as well as all of them. And you don't think Philadelphia's kicking their ass. They let him walk out the door because he's good. This kid's a player.
He is good.
He single-handedly destroyed Mahomes last year in that Super Bowl, Chris. It was him.
Imagine putting Crosby on this team.
Oh, my God. Don't even tell me. Imagine Crosby, Barmore, Williams, and you re-sign Chazon.
Good luck. Well, another conversation for another day, and we'll get to that.
Season. We got plenty of time for that.
I'm concerned about the splaying injury. I am. Although I will tell you that I like the way Gibbons is playing.
I think he's going to start. I don't know how long what he'll give you, but I don't think you're keeping him off the damn field, Chris. I think he's going to tell Vrabel, I'm starting this game, and I'll give you as long as I can go, I'll go. But there's no way you're keeping me on the bench here. No way.
A lot of people want to look at the back end of this defense, especially this week now, in a potential matchup with Smith and Jigma and Gonzalez.
Well, those people don't understand football, Chris.
No, I know. Tomorrow on the Pats Nation,
we're going to get into that.
We're going to get to a lot of detail surrounding why you just can't lock one guy up. But if you want to look at that matchup just for a second, Mark, these are two guys. You're talking catch percentage. And Jigma's fourth in the league. Gonzalez was third against. Second in yards target. That's Najigma's second. Gonzalez is second. Third and fifth in the passer rating. Passer rating against Gonzalez is fifth. He's fifth in the league in corners, and Najigma is third when get balls thrown. So in other words, these are the guys on top of the league at their position. Mark, before we go to break, we're going to get. There's very few times in life where you have the opportunity to actually see the result of the fruits of your labor, so to speak. Okay. And so a few years ago when that draft was happening and we were picking at 17 and Belichick decided he was going to take Gonzalez over Jigma. Okay. Mark had one of his many conniptions when we don't draft a wide receiver, and I'm on board with him now.
But that night it was bad. I went
and he was upset. Not as upset as the N'Keal Harry night, but upset. Because you still you were still like, look, I like Gonzalez. I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I do, but we need a damn number one, and you're right. So now there's a potential here that we could see this thing play out on the biggest stage.
The biggest stage there is, right?
I hope you were wrong.
Oh, I wasn't wrong, but let's hopefully Gonzalez wins this battle.
Yeah, because ultimately you'd rather have the number one receiver than the number one corner,
especially now that you got Drake May and you got Vrabel and you got McDaniels and yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. But look, this defense is wearing it like a badge, man.
Chris,
Warriors.
With Tonga, Spillane, Williams, and Bondmore. When those four guys stop, I don't know if they've given up a 100-yard rusher. When those four guys are on the field at the same time.
They're 13-2.
There we go. So it's going to be a hell of a game tomorrow.
And by the way, you can see Terrell Williams is around the team, which I'm so happy to see.
He's going to help strategize how to stop this guy.
And you can see his imprint through this playoff with the amount of pressures and the pressure packages that are coming with this team. So you're going to see some things that Darnold hasn't seen. And
I think he won't be on the field, but he traveled with the team, I think, Chris.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to take. So, we'll end it here. We'll go tomorrow. We'll talk a lot more about it, but I could just say this to end it. Look, this is the situation for the Patriots tomorrow is this. The Seattle Seahawks can get away with more mistakes and still win the game than the Patriots. That's the difference between the two teams. It isn't that huge of a gap, but there is a small gap.
There's a gap.
In talent-wise. So we'll see how.
If you listen to people around the country, that they think there's a big gap.
No,
I don't think there is.
There's not that big of a gap, but we'll see how this plays out. But Weekly Rewind was presented by the Pats Nation, Sundays, 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. First pregame show of Super Bowl 60 will be you and me, the three of us. So make sure you're tuned in.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up. But we come back. We're going to hear from one of you in the Nation and Heated Hotline. No flipping.
Sundays are for football. And here in New England, that means it's the Pats Nation with Corso and Catone. Sundays, 8 to 9 a.m.
Back in with more Corso and Catone, the real deal, New England feel. All right, it's time to hear from one of you in the Nation and Heated Hotline. Joe says that we're really going to love this one. Let's hear it, Joe.
Hi, guys. It's Jen from Cranston. Okay, that's it. I'm done with Tom Brady. Who the hell does he think he is? We got a statue of your sorry ass in our home, and your number's retired, and you can't tell the world that there's always a piece of you rooting for the Patriots. I don't care what team you own. That's bullshit. What a jerk. Trade your number 12 jerseys in for number 10. Name on the front, baby. Go Pats.
Yes, Jen.
I love it.
Gotta love Jen from
I love
Cranston. Jen, of course. Thanks. She. Would you say that she's for sure
She's
our
our
number one?
one. Oh, she's our number one without question.
She is our number one.
Without question.
Okay, Mark.
Wow.
I mean, she listen.
She put it out there.
Can't say it any better.
No.
Well, what do you think? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Tom Brady came out when asked to pick the Super Bowl. He said something to the effect of, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I like what the Patriots have done and the Mike Vrabel regime, and the fans are embracing it, and that's great. We did it for 20 years. Gotta bring himself up, of course. We did it for 20 years, and now it's a new thing, and good for them and great for them, but wouldn't pick the Patriots in the game. And that pissed a lot of people off, Mark.
Yeah, it did. A lot of people. Former players, his teammates, former teammates, pissed them off.
Any thoughts?
Listen, after they beat Denver and Brady was on the Fox broadcast later that evening with Seattle, and they brought up after Seattle won the game, they brought up the Super Bowl, and he's like, "Oh, it'll be a good game." Blah 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 blah. Whatever he said, I don't even remember exactly what he said. But I turned to my son and I said, "He don't want the Patriots to win." I said, because if they win, that is finally the end of the time. Okay, yes, he's got the statue, he's got the number retired, he's got all of that. But it finally ends. The chapter's finally closed on that era. It closes. And now all those number 12 jerseys in the stands when you go to the games are going to be, she's right, okay? They're going to be number 10 jerseys.
They're all number 10s.
That's what's going to happen. She's absolutely right. And he don't want that. There's something in he's such an egomaniac. He even, like you said, even when he was asked the question, he brought up the 20 years that they did it. Like, that wasn't the question, Tom. Why? Like,
right. Pick the game, Tom.
Yes, he does not want the door closed on that era, and a win by Vrabel and May and these group of guys is gonna. Nobody will ever forget what they did, ever. But the door will close officially on that, and a new era begins. And I said it that night to my son, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, you're crazy. He loves the Patriots." No, he's an egomaniac.
But Mark,
he's an egomaniac.
He is. But he's never really been a true part of the community. He's never really been a part of New England or Boston or any of that. Like you don't feel that with him. You know,
Bird was like that. If you remember Bird when he played with the Celtics.
Yeah, you know what? Bird was
like that.
Yeah, Bird was like that, but here's the thing with Bird. Anytime Bird was ever asked, like if Bird was asked a question like that, he's picking the Celtics.
Yeah, he was.
Even when he was part of the Indiana Pacers organization,
if Indiana
he still would always say, "Hey, I'm a Celtic. I owe a lot to that place," blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. Brady won't even come and his play. Listen. His teammates, former teammates, are pissed. Let's hear it. What
the hell are you talking about?
Don't go to Tom Brady. I thought you were going to be Tom Brady. Tom doesn't have a dog in the race, he said. So
well, that's the way Tom feels. I got a big-ass dog in the race. I'm telling you that right now. That's my boy right there.
Okay.
Vrabel, 8-year teammate, like a brother of mine. I mean, all of us, really. I mean, it's like we've got a dog in the fight. My dog is big, and I'm cheering for him. I mean, the last couple of weeks on Sunday NFL Countdown, I'd just be like, put my pick up, guys.
Yeah.
You know who I'm picking. Put my pick up because there's no other way I'm going. I mean, I've loved the way this team has played. I've loved the way they've won.
And that was Teddy Bruschi. Listen, and I got Will Falk will play it next. Teddy, and they're all saying the same thing. They're all pissed off at the fact that Brady won't come out and say it, and say it about they're all pissed off about that. Every single guy, Harrison, who's going to be on the broadcast.
He's picking the Patriots.
He's picking the Patriots.
McCourty.
Edelman's the same. McCourty, of course. Gronk works for Fox, just like Brady works for Fox.
He picked them.
He's picking. He's saying, "Hey, that's my team. That's my people." Now, look, I understand you're part owner of the Raiders. Fine, whatever. But you're telling me that you can't come out and just say simply, "Hey, look, that's I gave 20 years to that place. They built the statue. They retired my number. My heart. There's always going to be a piece of my heart in that place." So I hope for I always root for the best for them.
Unless they're playing the Raiders, you could have said.
Let they play the Raiders. But I mean, I always root for good things to happen to that organization because they gave me so much. That's all you got to say. That's it. Good luck.
Lord, that was well done. That's actually, you should send it into him. That was like perfect, good, politically correct Tom Brady type answer would be right what you just said.
And the people will be happy with that. I'll tell you who wasn't happy with it, and this is not a dude that I want to piss off, is Vince Wilfork.
So I got to get your verdict on the game. I don't know. Okay, good. I mean, Teddy got to say the same response. Yeah, but Tom hasn't given an opinion, and we're waiting for an opinion from Tom. That's bullcrap, Tom. Thank you. That's bullcrap, Tom. Thank you. Come on, Tom. Why won't he give all that political? This ain't political. Yeah. It ain't political. What it is. Yeah. Raiders ain't in it. Thank you, Vince. That's right. Say what it is. Right. What you see. Yep. You want to come back and say, hey, I'm a Patriot for life, then you should be rooting for him. Man, look, at the end of the day, if you're a Patriot for life, you know what it is. Don't give me that political bull crap. That's just what it is. That's it. If you don't think we're going to win, just pick Seattle then. Right? Yeah. Don't straddle the fence. Yeah. That's what it is. Don't straddle the fence. Thank you. That's what I said. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Vince Wilfork.
Doesn't mean shit.
And you know what it is, Chris? A lot of those guys that were there at the beginning of the run, they all played with Vrabel. So, of course, they're rooting for us. How could they not?
You know, the difference, you listen to these guys talking, it's still us. We.
Yes, it's us.
We. You never hear that coming out of Brady's mouth. You never hear us. You never hear we. And I get that. You can't say that as an owner of another team.
I get it. I
get that part. But don't hide. You're hiding behind that, too, a little bit. He just, he's the kind of guy he needs to be liked. He needs everybody to buy his brand. That's all it's about. Like, I just don't like. I think Tom Brady has become a hollow shell, man.
He has. But I'll say this too, Chris. I got to put a little blame on Mr. Kraft because I'm going to say this because
built the statue too soon.
You built the statue too soon. You went and kissed his ass in his ring to bring him back in the fold way too soon. And I think Mr. Kraft thought that was going to help him get in the Hall of Fame. I mended fences.
Yeah.
Like I put that error behind. Like I screwed up. I'm admitting what I did, and here we are now. We're a big happy family. And I think he thought that was going to get him into the Hall of Fame. He was trying to build his image that hey, I didn't cast away the greatest player who ever played. We're bringing him back in the fold, right? We made a mistake. We see what we know what we did. And on top of that, Chris, you mean to tell me Kraft couldn't have given Brady a couple of percentage ownership like the Raiders did, 5%, whatever it is?
No.
He couldn't have did that?
No. You know why? Because
he just opened it up to that group. He gave them 5-6%.
Yeah, and go find out how much that actually is. Listen, here's why. That didn't happen, Mark, because the stupid owner Davis, that's fool. Oh, in Vegas. Yeah, he charged them peanuts for it. He charged them nothing, practically nothing. He charged them for it. Kraft's not going to give up that kind of money. He's not going to undercharge. But Brady could never afford. Brady could never have afforded to buy what the real number should be.
Okay,
as a part owner, Kraft's not going to give that up. Look, this nonsense about the ownership. He's just become, Brady's always been commercial. I get that. Not always. I mean, for the first part of his career, for the first 10 years of there, he was one of the guys, he was that was when he was a true Patriot, in my opinion. Then he became corporate. He became, he married that jackass, that trash over there.
Listen, we can't have you have another episode like last week.
Well, she cheated on him. She screwed around
with the sensei.
She cheated on him with the karate teacher. I could say it. Trash, nothing but trash. She ruined. Hey, listen, if he would have married her, he would have stayed as a Patriot.
Listen, no. Listen, he didn't retire a Patriot, Christian. We didn't win 7 rings here because of that jackass in North Carolina. And I know you don't want to hear it. That's why. Oh, you can blame whoever the hell you want. It's all on that jackass in North Carolina. I'll blame the jackass in North Carolina. Let's end it there.
Okay. All right, fine. So, yeah, we're pissed off. The fans are pissed off. But you know something, Tom?
You're right. He turned into just a corporate animal. Like, he don't care about us.
Yeah, by the way, you know how you know that he's just shallow? He's just a hollow shell now?
Yeah.
he sold us all this nonsense about the TB12 crap with $50 bags of peanuts and whatever else he was selling over there. Now he's selling pizza.
Pizza Hut. Is it Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut. Got that good. Joe, is pizza good for you?
Oh, it's good for me.
Listen, he ain't touching one slice of that thing. He ain't eating pizza. Him? He didn't put any of that junk in his body.
Oh, and the last thing I will tell you on this, and this is that this part really pissed me off. Somebody sent this to me today, okay, and I wanted to bring this up and I forgot to. This is kind of irritating too. First, the fact that you play, forget the Patriots, forget the region, forget all that stuff.
Yep.
This was your brother, Mike Vrabel, was your brother. He was a guy that helped you through your young years, all that stuff. You tell me you can't come out and say I'm rooting for this guy.
Well, that's
you
heard what Brewski said. He said, that's my brother. He said, we played together. I played next to him for 7 years. Of course, I got a huge dog in this fight. He said, that's my man. That's my guy.
How about this? Because I got a hell of a lot more respect for Peyton Manning today. Okay. May revealed that Peyton Manning reached out to him before the Super Bowl. Manning gave May some tips and has become a mentor to him. Okay. Peyton told Drake to keep the same schedule. Tom Brady has not reached out to May at all. Now, I get it. He owns the Raiders. He's not going to reach out to May, but I just,
I don't understand.
It's got more to do with it. Well, because it's a conflict of interest. I mean,
let me ask you this though, Chris. When they still got number 12 jerseys in that pro shop. So you go in and buy those jerseys, he still must get a percentage of that, no?
Well, he doesn't get that, no.
No, I think he does through the NFL licenses contract, Chris. He still owns the right
to
that.
No more than any other player. I don't think it's a special thing.
No, it's not a special thing. But my point is, he's still getting something every time one of those jerseys is sold. I believe.
Yeah, maybe. So
got his name on it.
He's a jerk. That's it. We're done with Tom Brady. Like Jen said, I'm done. She's done. Trade your number 12 jerseys in for number 10s. That's it.
She is the best. Jen, we love you, Jen.
Thank you for the call. Heated Hotline was presented by Corso Law Group, Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm. CorsoLawGroup.com. Allow us to be your voice. When we come back, we cut into your time a little bit, but with what we got left, Catone's comments is next.
No one ever thinks they'll be in need of a criminal or traffic lawyer, but things happen. Whether it's a traffic ticket or more serious issue, go to CorsoLawGroup.com and talk with these expert attorneys. All right, listen. I'm going to talk about two bona fide jerks right now.
You're right away. You got to call me a jerk.
You're right here.
I'm talking about you.
Joe, look at how he talks about us.
Would you please? I'm going to talk about two bona fide Falsetto. Well, Falsetto is one of those jerks. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I'm going to talk about two goddamn jerks. The first one I'm going to talk about is Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy, a goddamn disgrace of a coach. A disgrace of a goddamn coach, Tony Dungy. What the hell did Tony Dungy ever do in his goddamn coaching career that's worth anything? He won a Super Bowl. He grabbed onto the shorts of Peyton Manning. He grabbed onto him and sucked on his shorts, and he took him to a Super Bowl. That's all he goddamn did, Tony Dungy. I want Tony Dungy on the show. That's what I want, because he's nothing but a crumb. Because they said to him, did you vote for Kraft and Belichick to get into the Hall of Fame? He chose not to comment on. He didn't answer the question. I can't answer that. What do you mean you can't answer that? The man, Belichick is the greatest coach in the history of the sport. You can't answer the question and say, oh, yeah, I voted for Bill. He's the best that's ever done it. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. I can't. Who the hell are you to not answer? What did you ever do in your career other than grab onto the shorts of Manning? Nothing. You did nothing. You were part of that Bill Polian era. You cried. You changed rules for changed rules for the team. And come on, really? Please. You go to Tampa. You had one of the best historic defenses in the NFL, and you couldn't get them to the Super Bowl. You couldn't get them there, Tony. You couldn't get them there. John Gruden goes there 1 year and wins the whole thing. So what does that say about you as a coach and your legacy? And you're in the Hall of Fame? You're a disgrace, and you're in the Hall of Fame. You have nothing to contribute on NBC, on Sunday Night Football. I don't know what you must have some real good pitches. You must hide in bushes. I don't know what the hell you do. You must have some real good pitches on some people. Because let me tell you something. You contribute nothing to Sunday Night Football. Nothing. You sit there, you talk about nonsense. Nothing you say has any insight into anything. Anybody who truly listens to you, what the hell is your insight on anything? Nothing. I don't even know how you're on the show. You're going to get up there Sunday and talk about shit again because you don't know. You talk like nonsense. I have no respect for you. You're a fool and a disgrace. And I'd love to get you on this show because I don't know why everybody's enamored with Tony Dungy. Tony goddamn Dungy. Screw you, Tony Dungy. How's that? And then this other fool, Cam Newton. All he wants to do is bash Drake May and the Patriots. Listen, I know you're bitter. They cast you aside. Maybe you thought you were coming back for another season. You stunk. Your arm was shot. You were washed up. You stunk. So they weren't going to bring you back. They gave you a shot. You stunk, and you weren't coming back. And no one else in the league gave you a shot because you were washed up. Falsetto. Stick it up his ass, Falsetto. How's that? So, listen. He's talking about Drake May is he talks about he's a systems quarterback. He's this, he's that. They're a phony team. They're not that good. Look at who they beat. And he goes through the same thing Chris went through earlier about the Chargers having guys out. Houston having guys out. They faced Stidham. They had the easiest schedule in the history, one of the easiest schedules in the history of the league. Blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? They're in the Super Bowl. So forget all the nonsense. All he wants to do is bang the Patriots, bang Drake May. What the hell? Who the hell are you, Cam Newton? Yeah, you won an MVP. Big goddamn deal. Okay, great. Wow. You got a ring? You got a ring on your finger? You got a ring on your finger. You know why you don't got a ring on your finger? Because you had no balls. You had no balls. You fumbled the ball in the Super Bowl. You went to jump on it, and you backed off like a little wussy, like a little. I could tell you what you were, but I'll get myself in trouble. They'll take me off the air. So you had no balls to jump on the ball. I saw the video this week, like 5 times this week. They showed replays of that Super Bowl. You had no balls. You have no right to talk about anybody. You talk about nonsense too. You're another one. You're as bad as Dungy. You talk about nothing. What you don't know, I can't believe you played professional football because your knowledge of the game when you talk, maybe you got hit in the helmet too many times. I don't know. You had too many concussions because you talk gibberish. You throw all these $30,000 words that you don't even know what the hell they mean. I'm convinced you don't even know what the hell you're saying. They don't even make sense in the sentence you put them in. The sentence you put them in, they don't even make sense. Maybe they should give you a thesaurus or something before you go on the air, or maybe put something in your ear, an earpiece in your ear, so you can go into AI or you can go into Chat GPT, so you know what the hell you're saying, because you don't even make sense.
Falsetto.
That's I don't know what that is. So the two, Dungy and Cam Newton, two disgraces of human beings. I have no respect for either one of them, and I challenge Cam Newton. You come on the show too. We'd love to talk football with you because you just go out there and throw shit out there to try to for the wow factor. The more people are talking about you, well, I can stay in the limelight. Because you're an ex-athlete who your time's done. Your time's done. I don't know. You're another one. I don't know who in their right mind put you on TV because I don't know what you contribute either. Half of what you say is nonsense. Nonsense. I'm disgusted with the two of them.
It's because of the hats.
What I really
like his hats.
You know what I want to say about Tony Dungy.
Yeah, don't. Please. Don't. Listen. No, last night. Don't say what you were saying to me on the phone last night. Please.
I can't say it.
Okay. Don't. Listen, when the picks come this weekend, he'll be picking Seattle like the rest of them.
Oh, of course, Cam Newton will be picking Seattle. Of course he will.
No, Dungy.
Dungy's going to pick. Oh, Dungy's going to absolutely pick.
Rodney Harrison will be the only one that picks New England.
He'll be the only, and McCourty will pick New England.
McCourty and Harrison. Those will be the only two guys. Yeah, I'm not a Dungy guy. I've never been a Dungy fan. I've never been a Dungy guy.
Chris, you ever listen to what he contributes on a Sunday? It's nothing.
No, it's a joke. And you talk about right. You're right. Riding the coattails of somebody. Peyton Manning. Listen, all I can say is this.
Chris,
You're the coach. Listen.
You couldn't say Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach.
You know, because he didn't vote for him. He's got to vote, I guess.
Yes, he does. How he's going to vote, I don't know. Why? Because he's in the Hall of Fame.
Because he didn't vote for him. That's why he can't say it. Like Mad Dog said last week, put your name to it. Put your name to it. Give me reasons why you don't think he's a Hall of Famer right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Why? Spygate? Really? Because Belichick took the fall for everybody else that was doing the same crap. He's the guy who took the beating. That's why it was just a fine and nothing more. Because everybody was doing it. That's why you couldn't hammer Belichick with a suspension. You couldn't do that. Because then the shoe would drop all over the league. And that's why you had to fine him. Dungy. You know, listen, the bottom line is that's because he's kicking your ass up and down the field every single year. Are you telling me with Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, the defenses, James.
Edger and James is running back.
James. The safeties they had over there. The what's his name? The two ends. The two defensive ends.
Yeah, Freeney and the other guy, yeah.
You're telling me you couldn't win
Dallas
more
Clark as the tight end?
You're telling me you couldn't win more than you won? Are you kidding me? You had to go play that trash bag team, Chicago Bears, in the Super Bowl, and you kicked the shit out of that team like New England would have. In the AFC Championship game where you turned the heat up and everybody was sick for New England, that's your claim to fame.
Oh, and by the way, it was proven that they used to pump sound into the stadium. Remember that came out after?
Oh, yeah, we don't. Oh, yeah, well, that's not a competitive advantage. Let's not cheat there.
Yeah.
Tony Dungy's a joke to me. I've never thought Tony Dungy. I don't care what anybody says. You know, you can't. If you couldn't win with Peyton Manning more than you did, stop. Go away. You're a disgrace as far as I'm concerned.
Chris, in those days, I was gambling more than I do now. And do you know how many times I made money, them coming off the bye in the playoffs, and we'd hammer the team they were playing. They were coming because they could never win coming out of the bye.
They could never win coming off the bye.
We would bury the team they were playing.
Yeah. So, you know what? Screw you, Tony Dungy. Screw you, Tony Dungy. So, hey, with the couple of minutes we have left, rather than go to break, Joe, let's get into want to get to B's. I want to get an update on the Celtics, B's and C's. We haven't talked B's and C's in I don't know a little bit now because of all this football.
Listen, it's the Super Bowl.
So, Joe, I don't know if you got it queued up for B's and C's, but if you do, go ahead and do it now. If not,
Hit it! The Celtics are the world champions, and they have shown the world how great a ball club they really are.
All right, Mark. So, want to talk Celtics just for a couple of minutes. Bruins we can get to next week. So they're sitting second, third in the conference. They're tied, I think, for second in the conference right now.
Yeah, they are.
And they're having a ton of success. And I've been listening this week because the trade deadline was this week.
Yeah.
And they made the move where they got rid of Simons, or they traded Simons for Vucevic,
yep.
The center, right? The 5 spot. And then they ended up dumping some more salary. So
they made some salary dumps so they could get under that next level. So now they're exactly where they are. They're not paying any of that tax.
Right. So maybe they can sign somebody on what happens after the trade deadline when you get those guys on those. So a lot of criticism about this week, and I'm confused about it, and that's why I wanted to ask you. I don't see this as I get the motivation for why they did it. Okay. The money part of it, which offends everybody and my best friend that I torched last week. Okay. But this is a better team now today than they were yesterday, than they were before the trade.
I mean,
you got rid of a guy that was a guard
who they played. Like at times they played him, times they didn't play him. So he never really got himself acclimated here. Like Missoula never used him consistently in any way. So what's the difference?
Yeah, but you and I have always said there's 2 guys on this team that can come off that fall out of bed and score 20. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's one, and Simon's another one. But that's not how we were using him.
No.
That's not how the Celtics were using him. So he's a 14-2-2 guy. That's what his numbers are. You brought in a 16, 9, and 3, 16 points, 9 rebounds at the 5 spot.
What you need.
So why is this a bad thing? Why is everybody labeling this as they're throwing away the season? They're just tossing it away.
I don't know. I don't see it. Maybe we're missing something, Chris. I don't see it. And I don't know if Tatum's coming back.
Because if you say that to Felger, you're a green teamer.
No, I'm not a green teamer.
That means you're a green teamer.
I'm not a
green
teamer. I just don't see what losing Simon, what the big deal was. I understand they shedded some other salary to get this week to get under that level where you don't have to pay that. But I think what guys like Felger thought, Chris, was, okay, you ain't got Vucevic. Now make another move, bring in somebody else. And now if Tatum comes back, maybe you win the East and maybe you can contend for a championship. Listen, no one's beating OKC. So, okay, big deal. You win the East and you go to the finals and you get beat. Okay, great. But they're thinking, Chris, long range. Brown is young. He showed you this year, okay, you know what? Maybe he's capable of being a 1. Tatum's young. If Tatum comes back healthy, you know what? This kid Vucevic's contract's expiring, but maybe you say to Vucevic, listen, we got a healthy roster coming back. We'll give you a 2-year deal. If he comes back at the right price, you keep him for a year or 2 more. Maybe he helps you go to a championship. And now you can bring in some other pieces maybe to try to win another one. But this isn't the year to do it anyways, Chris. I don't understand. I'm not a green teamer. I'm just thinking, like you said, you got rid of Simon, you bring in Vucevic. I think it's a good deal. And,
if you want to listen, if anything, Mark, you can make the argument that that is a win now deal because you brought a guy on that's been playing, I would say, like 15 years. How long has he been in the league?
Yeah, he's like 35 years old.
He's like 35 years old. So what are the reasons?
Almost like a Horford.
You're not bringing this guy in for the future. Nah, he's not a rim protector, so you're not going to gain anything under the rim, but you're going to get a guy that spaces the floor. You're going to get a guy that can hit 3-pointers.
He's the new Horford. You're going to sign him year to year. If you think you got a shot to win something next year, you convince him to sign a 1-year deal, just like you used to do with Horford.
Right. I don't know why this means Tatum's not coming back. I don't equate those two things.
I think they're saying that because I think
because of what he said.
Because of what he said, yeah.
To me, that's got to do more with a setback. That's got nothing to do. I don't think that's the team going to him and saying, "Look, we're throwing in the towel just because we traded Simons."
Yeah, he may not feel 100%.
That 14 points that Simon was scoring. Don't forget when Tatum comes back, that 14 becomes 10.
Yeah.
So anyway, we need to bring that up. And now the question is Tatum actually going to come back? Yeah,
that's a question we'll be able to get into over the next couple of weeks, Chris, because I think. Like you said, maybe he thought he was going to be at 80% and he's only at 60 right now. And his guy, you know what? I'm not going to push it. Whatever.
Right. So we'll see what happens. But Corso and Catone, we got to go. Corso and Catone was presented by the Patch Nation Sundays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, going to have a full breakdown of Super Bowl 60 that the Patriots versus the Seahawks, Drake Mania, Coach's Corner, Keys to Victory, Sunday spread, all of that. So make sure you're tuning in tomorrow morning and come back next week at noon Eastern to this show. Going to recap Super Bowl 60, have our thoughts on the entire season, and so much more. Anything you bring to the table, we will be ready. We are Corso and Catone, the real deal, New England feel. Go Pats!
Now find Corso and Catone on AM 790, The Score, iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you podcast. Or subscribe to the YouTube channel and catch the chaos every Saturday at noon.